Thank you so very much for dropping by. To anyone who's new to this channel is dedicated to the life, work, and teachings of a very special man named Bruno Groening. And today I'm going to be leading us through one of the main things he taught on how to take in and receive divine healing energy. So today is a sacred day in the Christian tradition. It's called Holy Saturday. And it has me reflecting not only on the specific teachings connected with that view or with that tradition, but the idea of sacred. And what is sacred? Why are certain days sacred? But more importantly, how to honor the sacred. And whether or not you're a member of the Christian tradition or you're a member of any particular tradition that has certain days set aside, in my view, it's absolutely essential to set aside a time, days, moments in our lives, hopefully more than moments, but to set aside time to honor the sacred. All of us are busy. With all this technology, the idea was that we would become less busy, but it seems like people's to-do list has just gotten longer. There are so many emails to check and subscriptions to manage and da-da-da and da-da-da. It seems that people are, at least people who make use of technology, are much more busy than before we had wide-scale technology. That's kind of interesting to look at. But regardless of current circumstances, to set aside time for the sacred, to commune with what I think of as the ground of being, that from which everything else was created, is an essential aspect of the spiritual life. Some traditions have prayer, some traditions have meditation, some traditions have, such as the Christian tradition, they have certain holy days, reading of texts. There's all these specific ways to set aside our normal day-to-day activities, our work, our relationship, our hobbies, and to commune, to connect with that which made us, that which not only made us, but sustains us. That's not something that we often think about in sort of a materialistic, or you could say a mechanistic view of life. If we view life as kind of a machine that's not sacred, there's not this idea that there was something that created it and something that maintains it. And then it doesn't necessarily seem important to connect or commune with that which made us. Yet various religions and sacred traditions say how important it is through all these different means to connect with our maker, with the source. And Bruno Groening used a very beautiful German word to describe this. It's Verbindung. It does mean to connect, but it also means to commune. It also means to join, to link, to meld, to enmesh a very deep connection. That's what he spoke of as one of the essential things of a human life, of a healthy human life, was to be in Verbindung, to be joined in communion with the divine. And he taught a technique to do this, which he called tuning in, or Einstellen. So we're going to practice that now. Let's see, I have a comment. Anita. I see that the print is so very small. Yes. Hello, welcome back. I totally remember the print is so small, I can barely read your name, but I think it's Anissa or Anis. But yes, I absolutely remember you. Welcome back. Glad you found the live. pardon me if I mispronounce your name. The text is literally like a quarter of an inch. Yes, I remember. I very much remember. Yeah, welcome back. And as I was sharing, I don't know if you heard, today is a sacred day in the Christian tradition. It's called Holy Saturday. So, a beautiful day for you to um, come on back around. Welcome. So, now we're going to practice the way of connecting and communing with the sacred that Bruno Groening taught. He called it Einstellen, which is a German word which has many meanings. One of them is to tune in, to enter into alignment with, to properly position oneself. And in my understanding, that means properly position ourselves, not just physically, but in connection with the divine. So please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor, hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. Back in a relaxed, upright position, not stiff, but also not slouched. Just a nice upright position, if possible, not leaning against the chair. And close your eyes. And now please hand over to your understanding of a higher power any problems, burdens, worries, fears, illnesses. You don't even have to believe in a higher power. You just have to be open to the concept. If that's too far of a stretch, then please hand these problems over to a spiritual helper or spiritual being that you trust. Bruno Groening said that he was one such person who could help people with their burdens and problems. So handing burdens, worries over to the divine, to God, or to a spiritual helper whom you trust. We'll spend a minute now doing that. Just imagine fears, situations that feel stressful, handing them over to higher power. People we feel resentment towards from the past, handing that over to higher power. Any illnesses, burdens, or worries. Just one by one. Any decisions we feel stressed about, don't know what to do, entrust it to higher power. And now, having emptied ourselves out, now let's ask to receive. Ask higher power, or ask your spiritual friend to please, I want to receive the divine transmission, the divine energy, the divine current, and observe your body having the will, the intention to take in this divine energy. If the mind wanders off, bring it on back to the intention to receive, to take in. Opening to receive. letting thoughts pass on by. Taking this energy in with faith that nothing is incurable, nothing is impossible. Keep coming back to this intention to be connected with God, to be in communion. If you become aware of any negative or stressful thoughts, handing them over to higher power. If they're sticky or they keep repeating themselves, asking for help to let them go. engaging our will to drink in the goodness. close this with a prayer. Beloved Source, our dear friend Bruno Groening, please, for everyone who attended this live or everyone who watches this video, please, the highest blessing. Please, for everyone who comes by this channel, may they feel the divine presence and power. Please, for all the friends of Bruno Groening, please, for all those who are sharing the teachings of Bruno Groening, please, for all those who are following Christ and the path that Christ taught, please, for everyone striving for the good in so many different ways, so many different paths, and please, especially grace and mercy, intervention, for all those who have lost hope, who don't believe in the good or aren't striving for the good, who are just currently stuck or feeling utterly lost, please, grace and mercy. Then back to ourselves, please. Assistance and for each one of us to make the great turnaround back to following the divine path, to trusting in God, being guided by God, back to living in harmony with nature, and back to seeing and knowing the goodness, the inner divinity in everyone and everything. Thank you so very much for joining in. Let's see if I pronounce it correctly this time. Anisha. Hope I got it. Thank you for saying hello. Warm welcome back. And I wish everyone a very, very blessed day. Take care. Big love.